And we're live. Okay, welcome to tonight's episode of Dock Tales, a Fisherman's Story. Please welcome tonight's guest, Brenda, from Catfishing with Cause. Welcome, Brenda. Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Jody.
Thank you for coming.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Problem?
I didn't have my volume turned down on my second phone. Rookie mistake. Oh, it's going to be fun tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, if you're ready and you want to start reading off some of our awesome chatters, go right on ahead, Jody.
All right. I'm Pontoon Jody, and tonight in chat we've got Fishing Local 252. How you doing? Jimmy Graham, he says good evening. We got Scott Swift, Carmel Muncie. Then we got Nephew Austin Official saying good evening, y'all. Mike Irvin, howdy do. Then we got Joy Stewart, howdy. Let's scroll on down a little bit. It's all mine, Michelle, howdy. Catfish Fever and Outdoors, good afternoon. Then we've got, let's see, got anybody else in here? Avid, hello, how you doing?
Let's see, we've got Jeremy's Tournament Cats. Muskrat's in the house.
Hey, Muskrat.
Danny Stone in the house, if you didn't mention Danny. Welcome, everybody.
Yep.
Fat Boy Eric Fishing. My good buddy Catfish Regulators says, what's cracking? What's going on, Aaron? Chris Everett's in the house.
Okay.
And Mrs. Catfish Regulators, welcome, welcome. Miss Lisa, looking forward to your arrival here on the East Coast. CVA's in the house.
Got Don R in the house.
And Uncle Josh.
Uncle Josh. There's CVA.
See any more than that.
Hi, CVA. And let's see. I think that's Fat Boy Eric Fishing. Did you say him?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. I can't miss nobody now. And Kevin Baker, I didn't say tag, you're it. And I believe that's it.
Before we get started, I just want to remind, in the description, there is the link to Cause's page and Jody's page and It's All Mine's page. She's in the other room helping me out. We also have some links for the Angler-holics who are pushing 500. We have Jeremy Creole Catfishing's link up there. He did pass his 1K, but he's short on watch hours, so consider pumping his channel up, give him some views so he can get his hours that he needs. And also we have a link for Chad and Jeremy Colvin, who most of you may know that they had their 1K, they had everything, and for some reason there's a glitch with YouTube, and they've restarted their pages. So let's see if we can get them back up where they belong. And
hey, I've got a friend I want to shout out that needs 3 subscribers to hit 400. That's Lee Evans. But he can have more than 3. Whoever wants to hit that subscribe button, just go to town on it. As many as he can get, but he needs at least 3.
Definitely get Lee to 400. He's a morning staple now.
Outdoor. Yeah.
Yep. And also one last thing before we get started, we're running out of time. If you want your vote to count for the Golden Whiskers, please get your votes in. I finished up my sheet finally today. I had to watch a few of them a couple times over to make some hard decisions, but I got it done. So good luck to everybody with your voting. Good luck to all the participants and the nominees, including Miss Jody herself.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Don't forget to mash that button. Okay. Did you say Carmel Muncie in the house? If you didn't, welcome, Carmel. But okay, so let's get on with the show now. If we missed you in chat, we'll try to catch you later. Chat's not always my strong point once it starts rolling, but we do appreciate each and every one of you being here.
Thanks.
So let's go. Usually we start from the beginning, but Brenda, you have been all over YouTube this past week. Let's start with yesterday. You got to go out fishing. How did that go?
It went great. We had a ball. I had ended up speaking to Daryl in chat, and we ended up throwing a trip together and went up there, and they were amazing. We had the best day. It was the most beautiful day on the lake. It was warmer, and there was nothing cold and miserable about it. It was just great from beginning to end.
This was Daryl from Trophy Seekers.
Absolutely, and also Russ and Shannon from the Catfishing Couple.
Excellent. And what did you catch yesterday?
I caught my very first flathead.
Excellent.
Absolutely tickled me to death. I know he was little, and I know he was 6 pounds, but I loved every single pound of him.
That's right. That's right.
He was literally the most beautiful fish I've ever seen. And, I never thought that looking at flatheads on the screen, it's not that I thought they were ugly by any means, but I certainly didn't think that they were that beautiful, but they are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, the markings on that fish were outstanding.
It was spectacular.
I hope you got some good photos of that one. But of course, you can screenshot them off the video. I don't think it's quite as clear, but that fish was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it was really great. And yeah, I did get some good pictures. I went through the videos today, and I started editing for the very first time. So I'm trying to get a video together from yesterday of everything.
Excellent. And you caught another fish, didn't you?
I did. I caught a 14-pound blue.
Now, didn't that tie your PB or right about?
It tied it exactly. Yeah.
So that was quite a trip.
Yeah, I had a great day. Shannon ended up pulling in a 28-pounder blue.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was just great. We had a ball.
Yeah, it looked like you all were having a great time out there. I got to see most of it.
Yeah, I came home and I had a headache from where I'd laughed so hard all day.
Just want to shout out Off the Res in the house and James Kirkpatrick. Welcome.
We got a few more. We got Fish Ranch Home, Steve Adams, Sunfish Assassin, Lance, and Island TV.
All right. And the previous Saturday, you battled it out with Jody on the Angler-holics game show. What did you think of that experience?
Oh, I thought it was hilarious. We had so much fun. I definitely did. That was a ball. It was fun from beginning to end.
Jody, what did you think?
I had a good time. I mean, we both went into it. We didn't care who won, who lost, but nothing about that. We were just going to have a good time, and it was fun. I encourage anybody to go on the show that wants to. You won't regret it.
I absolutely do too. Yeah. Lizabella was wonderful. She just, she got it. She would guide us through everything, and yeah, she was really great, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, she made it real easy. It was comfortable, laid back. I mean, and I get backwards and shy, and there's only one time it bothered me. So.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Angler-holics, and they do a lot of different things, they're definitely worth going to look at. They are a great channel.
And I got to say, It's All Mine was tickled to death when you asked for her help on the cooking question.
Oh, yeah. Hey, she was the first person I thought of. I thought of Telly, of course. But since Telly and Chris wasn't in the chat, she was my very first thought. So I had to go with Michelle.
Yep.
I knew she would.
Go ahead.
I knew it. So it was a good choice.
You also had the great fortune this fishing season to catch the biggest fish of your life with Miss Jody. You like to talk about that?
Absolutely. First of all, we had a ball. It was very first thing. We hadn't even went live yet, and we were trying to figure. I honestly did not know that fish existed in my waters. I did not know. I was completely ignorant of that. I had no idea. And the only thing in the world that I could think of is the only thing I know with a snout like that is gar.
Yeah.
But I knew the body wasn't a gar. I knew that, but I didn't know if it was something like I didn't know, or I didn't know. I had no clue what that fish was.
Yeah.
I think I asked Jody probably what 8 or 9 times because I kept forgetting. I'm so excited, and I just kept forgetting, what it was called because I'd never heard that before. Yes,
Yeah.
muskrat, barracuda. It was all of that. We had no idea how. We
I
had
was
no
gonna say
idea
that.
at first. And of course, after Judy got a good look at it, she knew
Yeah.
what it was. And so she told me, and it was funny because it was the first time that we'd went live, and it was like we were jumping in and we just worked together really great and got that fish in the boat. And it was just a great experience all the way around. And that was a beautiful fish.
Excellent.
It
Jody,
was.
what was your take on it since you were right there?
Oh, well, she had the 17-pound line fishing Tennessee River in Watts Bar, and I'm like, she got that big fish, and she's reeling it in, and then it wouldn't fit in the net, and I could not get it in the net. And I thought, which you're not supposed to put the bottom of the fish in the net, but I thought maybe if I can get the back end in, I'd reach in and get the nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got out, and it hunkered down and dove back down and started peeling drag, and I'm like, she's gonna lose that fish, and she's gonna hate me. It's gonna break that 17-pound line. And
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
she got it back up to the top, and I got the nose in it. That's all I could fit in the net. And she took the net, and I reached down, got the tail out of the water, and we pulled it up and got in the boat.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was complete
Both
teamwork.
of us could get in the boat just because it's so long.
Hmm.
Now, what did the snout feel like? Was it soft, or was it like a shark skin? Was it very gritty,
It's
or
hard. It's
really?
just hard. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
The
have
rest
them
of the
here.
boat
I'm
is
not.
all soft.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm not familiar with. I've seen pictures of them, but I've never been around one.
Yeah. That's
So
mostly
that's
what I did
awesome.
was the nose. We didn't pick it up that
Hmm.
much. We left it on the
Right.
ground and measured it and stuff, and then when it's time to take a picture, we picked it up.
And that was
We
a
never
great
waded
photo
in
you
the
guys
net.
got.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I wished I'd gotten a photo of me and Jody both with it,
yeah.
but yeah, it was great, and it took back off, and just so everybody knows, I know Roger was questioning 17-pound test line. The reason why I had 17-pound test line on the reel was I had just gotten my Evans, and I knew that I was going to bird's nest like crazy. And so I opted to put cheap line on it just so I could practice and practice and practice. Well, it slipped my mind, to be perfectly honest. And so when we went up there, I thought, well, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can try to nurse one in. Probably is not going to work, but okay, that is what it is. But that was the one I was practicing casting with. And I didn't want to ruin a good a good spool of line that
Right.
costs a lot of money. So I was trying to learn how to cast that rod,
Okay.
and I'm still trying to learn how to cast it. But that was the whole point of having the 17-pound test line. My other rods and reels had 30-pound test and up, but
Yeah.
I was just trying to learn. I was trying to figure out how to do that, and with the least damage possible financially, because we all know you're going to bird's nest whenever you get a new reel like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it happens. Yep.
I
Yeah,
find it easier if you have thicker line, though,
do
when you're
ya?
learning, and it don't
Mhm.
bird nest. It don't for me. That's what I learned on. That's what I throw on my bird nest. I do very seldom, but they come right out. I just pull on it
Right.
and they fall out because my line's so thick.
Yeah,
But, you
you're
never know
probably,
what you're going to get when you drop that line down where we're fishing at. You may pull in a
that's true.
2-pounder, you may pull in a 50-pounder. You just don't know.
Yeah. No, you're
Right.
exactly right. Yeah, 100% right. No doubt. No doubt. I won't come back down there with I won't come back down there and fish with 17-pound test line anymore.
Did you have braid on it or nylon?
It was braid.
Yeah, the braid's a little bit stronger than nylon anyway, or the mono, whatever you want to call it. But
Hmm.
uh, I wouldn't go no lower than a 30-pound mono if that's what you use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I've got right here. Oh, 30-pound
Always
test.
come
Yeah.
prepared for what you can get, because you never know what's going to
Absolutely.
get on that hook.
You're exactly right. You're
That's why I
exactly
use
right.
big line, because I never know what I'm going to get, and I want to catch it whatever I get.
Right.
No doubt.
Yeah. And the other
Mhm.
key to that is you can get away with a little bit lighter line if you have your drag set right. Let the reel do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And those reels work really well. I mean, as far as, when I was reeling it in and the smoothness and how it worked, I was really, really impressed. So I really
excellent.
liked
Now you
it.
told me that after you got home, you were kind of intrigued by the spoonbill, and you did some research. What did you find out about it?
Well, I found out that it is a historic fish, that it's in the same, class as the S word, sturgeons. And I started doing research and, trying to figure out about the electrical receptors and all of that stuff
Mhm.
about the fish and how they feed and what they feed on and how to catch them and all of that. And it was interesting because I wish that I knew something about the fish at the time,
Mhm.
so I could have really looked at it and really appreciated, but I didn't know what I had at the time. So I really kind of wanted to figure that out and see what all what this was and that was that I did notice and remember.
Yeah.
No, that was really interesting.
Well, that's
So,
great. Hey,
yeah.
why don't we, before we go any further, why don't we just take a second to shout out some more people because I see a ton of new names.
I
Okay.
got a list of them.
You got a list? Go ahead then if you got them.
Yeah. I got Mike's Fishing Home, a CFF. How are you tonight? Nephew Austin D, he said hello again, so I called him out again. Tim Molino, howdy do. Alicia Barnett,
Well,
Miss Laura the Explorer, another nominee. We got Bobcat
yep.
Outdoors. If you need any t-shirts or stickers, hit him up. And we got Matt from Wannabe Outdoors. We got the Reef Robber, my girl Tinkerbell, and Philip Williams, Daryl from Trophy Seeker Outdoors.
Hey, Daryl.
And then I just saw Carolina Real Screamers come in.
And did you
Howdy.
say Lance McCougai? Did
I
you
believe I
get
got
him?
him the last time, but I got
Okay.
something to say about Lance. Mr. Pro Staff has been sponsored.
There you go. That's awesome.
Congratulations, Lance.
Congratulations, Lynn.
Yes, congratulations. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Bobcat Outdoors, hello.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if Jody said you, but just doesn't hurt to do it again. All right, I think we're pretty well caught up again. If we missed you, we'll try to get you in the next round.
Dale
But we do
Hasty.
appreciate you being here. All right, let me get back to the bottom. Whisker Dreams, Mike Urban, Dale Hayslip,
Yep.
Catfish Fever and Outdoors. All righty. All right, Jody, do you have anything you'd like to ask?
Well, that was what I was going to ask her. What you talked about, remember?
Uh-oh.
That's what we specifically said when we went on air. That's what I was going to ask her about.
But I thought you would each want to talk about the spoonbill from your both perspectives.
Oh, yeah. Hey, there's something I've been wanting to ask you, Brenda.
Okay.
What's that little pooch that's always in the background? Your doggy.
my doggy, that Scooter. That's
Scooter.
my yep, that's my boxer. He's my fishing buddy. He goes fishing with me. So
Yeah.
And you have a
I,
couple more, right?
I do. I do. I have a Bashan that is 15 and a Shih Tzu that's 14.
Well, I got 2 Shih Tzus.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Twins.
Twins. That's what we say all the time because it seems like we're just alike. We'll
Yep.
say the same thing and do the same thing, have the same thing. And it's just, then we just go like twins.
Yeah, we've got a lot in common. It's
Now,
great.
when we were talking last night, you mentioned you had some experience with training the dogs and rescue and all that. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Well, I rescued for over 20 years. I rescued, I rescued mostly dogs, but throughout the years,
Yeah.
I've had cats and sugar gliders and Lord, anything that needed a home, but mostly dogs. And started working with, other organizations that rescued and removed dogs and took them to removed them out of kill shelters and took them up north or, transported them across the country to some place that they could be adopted out. And I did some work with some organizations, but basically I just ran quote unquote my own rescue, which consisted of my pack of dogs, in which we had a total of 8. And that came from every single one of them were rescued.
Right.
And then we always had at least another dog that was in there getting rehabilitated at the time. So our pack actually really, really helped us in taking these other dogs in that had been abused and mistreated and reintroducing them to a different experience and making sure that they were going to a good home and somebody that was going to keep them. I was real particular about who I placed with, and I was in no rush to place. So I went I put them through the mill a little bit just because I required a home inspection and different things. But
Right.
around here in my area, if you don't do that, a lot of the times the dogs that you place will end up back in the shelter within 6 months. So I was trying to break that cycle. I wanted that to stop with my dogs, and I worked really hard at trying to make sure that that didn't happen as much as possible. And we were really lucky. We placed a lot of dogs, and it was very fulfilling, very rewarding. My daughter has always had a heart for animals, especially dogs, just like me. We're both dog people, and so that was something that we did together. I taught her how to train. As she was coming up, I would teach her different things, and then we learned together how to rescue and rehabilitate. And then once we started, reaching out to other organizations, we learned a lot more. And but back then there was no YouTube to watch, so we were just winging it. And we did the best that we could. And I really feel like I'm really proud of all the work that we did and the animals that we did save.
Excellent.
That it's really, critical. And that's why I kind of have 2 different packs. I mean, I have 1 pack, but we have a group from that original 8, which is five of the 8 dogs that we had. And all of those are over the age of 14. We have a 19-year-old Rottweiler. So, our dogs we're really lucky. They've lived long lives. And so we've got that pack with the older pack. And then our very last rescue, we were in the neighborhood. We weren't planning on rescuing anybody else, but It was like 10 degrees outside. It was so cold. It may have been 14, but that it couldn't have been any more. And we kept seeing for 2 days in a row, we saw this pregnant dog walking down the street. And she was so pregnant that her bottom part of her belly was dragging the concrete.
Mm.
And she was raw and she was so cold. And so we got her and brought her in. And 3 days later, we had a litter of 8 puppies. We raised those 8 puppies and placed 5 of them. Well, we placed 6 of them. One of them came back. I kept one. My daughter kept one. And then the other one we had placed, but they couldn't keep. So we always had a clause that if you adopt a dog from us and you can't keep this animal, that animal needs to come back to us, not another shelter or rescue.
Right.
And so, I was very adamant. I kept up and called people and made sure everything was going good. Did they need anything? Do you need any, because I would donate blankets and supplies and different things. If I seen a dog that was out that didn't have anything, we would stop and put a couple blankets in their kennel. If they had a dog house, just anything that we could do to help.
That's great.
So that last litter, the one came back, and so my daughter's got 2, and then I've got Scooter, and those are his 2 brothers. So,
Well, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great work that you do with them. It's I have a soft spot for that too. One of our oldest dog is a shelter dog, and
Mhm.
to this day, we were talking last night. She found us, so to speak, at the shelter, but she was in a no-kill shelter, and
Mhm.
she would have lived her whole life out there. And we were happy to have her. And to this day, every time we go over, and that where the shelter's located at, we bring supplies, blankets, sheets. We'll get a bag of dog food, a bag of cat food, some kitty litter, and we make a donation every Christmas time in Henrietta's name back to the shelter for all
Yeah.
the love that we've got out of there.
That's amazing because, a lot of the times in the summertime, I love to go yard selling, but I also do not like clutter. So I buy stuff at yard in order to fulfill my need to go yard selling and not bring things in my home. Then what I do is if people are selling towels or blankets or things like that, I buy them and I take them once a week to the shelter. If it's something that would help. So I still try to rescue and help rescue as much as I can. I'm just after so many years, I've just decided that it's time for me. It's hard work. The training, I was lucky. I had people that guided me through. I had people that train service dogs that helped guide me through, and I've helped train several service dogs. And I've been really lucky. I've had really good results, and it's just it's something that I'll die with. I mean, I'll always help animals, and I've always had a soft spot, and it's just something that it's just in my soul. So
Yeah. Michelle's like that, So we were talking last night. We have 4 feral cats that have taken up residence on our porch, and now she puts food out for them. So they literally they don't leave the porch. They're on the porch 24 hours a day. She got a container and she built a little house for them, and we went and got straw and she put them in. So she takes care of them, and they don't seem like they're leaving anytime soon. But what you were saying about the clutter, that's kind of funny. Is that we have a rule here with Michelle's kitchen gadgets. She has pretty much every gadget she's ever thought she needed. She has it, to the point where we're running out of space to put them all. So we have a rule that if she gets a new kitchen thing, she has to get rid of something that she bought that didn't use, or she'll give it to our sons or daughter-in-laws or something. But it's like we don't have room for more. You gotta make room. So something's got to go.
Yeah, I'm one of these people that it's like if I haven't touched it in 3 months, it's not in my house because I don't know. It's not like I'm obsessed with it or anything, but if it's, a couple times a year, I clear out I go through the house and go through the closets. And
Yeah.
if I haven't touched it in 3 months, it doesn't live in my house. So that's my rule. I have policies and I stick with them.
So Michelle says, hence, I need a new kitchen, more space. Duh.
Yep.
Yes, right, Michelle. You just need a bigger house. If I had a bigger house, it would be different. But I live in a 1912. It used to be a shotgun house, but they built onto it.
Okay.
And so it's a house that's in a row. I have my kitchen and then my laundry room and back door, and then the other house is all connected by doors, the rest of the other house. And so I live in a very small home. And because of that, I guess I'm extra adamant about not having a lot of clutter just because I have such a small space and the things that I need, I need the space for those. So, yeah.
Now, you've lived in Tennessee your whole life?
I have pretty much, yeah. I was born and raised here in downtown Knoxville. I was here and went to high school locally. I always lived in the same house, had the same phone number. That's still the same phone number at that residence. And everything I've done mostly is in Knoxville. I mean, I've definitely traveled and lived other places, but Knoxville has definitely been my primary residence. I've lived in I worked and lived in Hernando, Mississippi, but that is right across the border from Memphis. So I worked in Memphis, but I lived in Hernando in Tennessee. But other than Hernando, which wasn't actually in Tennessee, Knoxville is the only place that I've lived here in Tennessee.
Hey,
I'm sorry,
Cos,
Jody.
Hey,
what Walmart are you close to in Knoxville? Now tell me where you live at.
I'm centrally located. If you can find the Sun Sphere.
Yeah, I know where that's at. That's
oh, okay. I live probably not even 2 minutes from it.
okay.
I live right there.
Yep. I've probably been around there a lot.
Yeah. It's off Western Avenue. Yeah, it's off Western Avenue and University.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I live very central. I live in downtown Knoxville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We've had a few people come in chat, and then I got a couple comments and a couple questions. So we got Real Beast, Magic Pat, Philip Williams, Dale Hayslip, Lee Evans is in here. Laura the Explorer once said hello to again. So hello, Laura. Annette Morgan, the Amy Evans. Then we got Van Diesel and his wife, Sandy. I know she's at home listening. So hello, Sandy. Whisker Dreams, Chucky Morgan, Tim Donna, and then Take Down Catfish, which is Kenneth. And then you had a couple comments. One of them was from Austin, and one of them was from Jeremy. They's real sweet. If I've not missed them yet, may have scrolled off already. Nephew Cause, you are very kind-hearted, very, very nice of you to do that with the animals.
Oh, thank you.
And then Jeremy is Cause, you're very nice and heartwarming lady, and that's hard to find in people today. And for you to get something like that out of Jeremy, of all people, that's saying a lot.
That's really appreciated. Thank you so much. Both of you. Thank you.
And Roger Muskrat had a question. He wanted to know, what rig do you like to tie?
What rig do I like to tie?
Yeah.
I'm a polymer knot girl. I mean, it's not that I tie it all the time, but if I can tie a polymer knot, I usually do. I snell my hooks. I don't do a polymer knot on my hooks, but I've been learning. Um, I've been trying to learn. I have to watch. Knots are hard for me, and so like I have to get the right angle where I can see it and do it. And I've practiced several different, the uni knot and different things, but I'm not, I just can't sit down and just start tying a bunch of them. So, that's something that I'm definitely going to work on this year. I know Russ was showing me a new knot, the way he snails his knots. It's a bit different, and I was really appreciative that he showed me that, because I'm always wanting to learn, different ways and better ways, so that I may think that would work better for me. So
Yeah. Okay. Do you use leader line when you're tying those knots?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
And then Laura had a question for you. Cause, will
Okay.
you be joining Palmetto's tournament for the knot tying this year?
Well, being that my knot, we just discussed that my knot tying is not my strongest suit, but not saying, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to get in some different things going forward, but I'm not sure exactly what. Once, things start rolling around and people start announcing tournaments, I definitely want to try to get in at least 2 or 3 of those. And just get that experience and have fun, because I've never fished in a tournament before. I think it would be awesome. And I really want to try a bunch of things that I've never done before. So this is definitely going to be a big year of learning and trying to figure things out, and kind of feeling my way through it the best I can.
Well, you're doing great.
Thank you. Thanks, Jody.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate your support. You've been great to me, and I really appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. Let's see. Alicia's got a question.
Okay.
What waters does Cause consider her go-to or home waters?
My home waters are Fort Loudon Lake and the Tennessee River. I fish both. I fish a lot down at the lake. Downtown Knoxville. The deal with Knoxville is that I'm not saying that there are not public, places that you can go, but a lot of our waters are backed up on private property. And you can get in the creeks and you can wade the creeks or kayak the creeks, but you have to be careful, because a lot of it's private property. And I don't have a boat or a kayak or any way to access those. So I've got very limited places that I can go. And so I fish a lot down at the lake because it's comfortable and I love it. And I know the way they travel. I fish that lake a lot. And I know that I'm in a travel way. But is it great? No, it's not. But I'm definitely going to be trying some new places this year. I've got a couple places that I've went downtown, but there are a couple more that I can go to, and I'm definitely going to do that this year. So,
okay. Have you fished a place called Concord?
I have. That's where I've been. I'm Fort
It's under a bridge. You go under the bridge and fish?
I fished above the bridge and under the bridge, but I fish off the piers. Right before the bridge, on the right, usually. I'll fish all 3 piers, and then I'll go up and fish the bridge sometimes.
Okay. And there's a place called Pickle Park. You don't want to go there, right?
Pickle Park?
Yeah.
I've never heard of Pickle Park.
Well, I'll give you the address. Do not fish there.
Okay. All right. I mean, there's a couple of places that I won't go fish, and there's I can't wait either, Alicia. There's different public ponds and different parks and different things, and I fished around those and bought them out, and just to see what we had last year. I was just really last year trying to find anywhere I can go to fish. And so I quickly realized that the local ponds and different things, they don't stock them very often or anything like that. So, and there's one pond that, a lot of fish is caught out of, but I feel really bad about it because it's a pretty small pond and it's centrally located right in Fountain City. And it's fished hard. I mean, hard.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to do that. I don't want to, it's almost like a pay lady. No. I'd rather go and try to find and try to learn, and try to figure out new places and in the different ways I need to change my techniques of fishing in order to fit the area that I'm at. So.
You know that boat ramp I use?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good. They fish from there all the time. That's a good place to fish.
Really?
Yeah, because you only got to go so far, and you're close to the channel. The channel's right beside the bank.
Right. Well, I know when we ran up, I know I was looking the whole time because I know when we ran up, there was bank there, but there was the rocks and stuff. But I was kind of looking to see if there was any place that was good because it wasn't up as far as the flats or anything, but it was before that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, I often wondered if that was a good place. I mean, normally a boat dock like that, or not, where they have the boats and stuff, a marina, that little marina. Because here, like down at Concord, you can't fish the marina from the bank. They won't even let you near it.
Mm-hmm.
So, fingers crossed and hoping I can get a kayak. So hopefully I'll be on the water this year.
We had Down East Tackle come in and Dee Dee's finned in.
Hey, and
everybody, I don't know if you know about Dee Dee, but she is aquatics and stuff, and she's a good channel to check out. She's another female.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And she supports us. I always see her. I see her a lot.
Yep. So you got anything new planned?
And fishing the mid-step.
I'm sorry. I heard you, Jody. What did you say, Tom?
Have you got anything new planned coming up? You got any videos or any new tricks?
I'm working on. Yep, I've got the video. Like I said, I got an editing thing, and I'm gonna sit and work on it tonight. I've been through all my videos, and I've looked and kind of, gauged them, and I'm gonna try. It's gonna be a mess, and I know, but I'm gonna have to just go for it and hope that everybody understands, and I'll learn as I go. My computer crashed about a year ago, and so don't have a computer, and all I can use is my phone. So, I'm trying to get a new computer, but I've also been trying to get some other things, and so I've had to prioritize because it's just me. So, but hopefully I can get me another computer pretty soon, and that's going to make it a lot easier just because I'll be able to see it better and, instead of dealing with everything on the phone. But tomorrow, the weather looks great. There's not a lot of wind coming. It's going to be up and upper 40s. So I think I'm going to go downtown, and go ahead and try my first live.
Wow. Good.
So hopefully everything goes right. I'll be on the Tennessee tomorrow.
Okay. I'll try to catch it while I'm at work.
Sweet. Thank you. Work support is life.
I got 2 strings playing at work too.
That's
my
hilarious.
Computer and my phone.
Jody's missing nothing.
No.
I understand. I've always been going too. I'm right with you. I can't talk about you because I'm like you.
Oh. Tom, you got a question to ask her?
Yeah, I was just gonna say to everybody else, I forgot to say it earlier. It looks like some of them are doing it. If you do have a question, try to use the red question mark or the stop sign or something so you can catch our eye so that we don't miss any of your questions. I know some of the questions that Jody asked look like they had been sitting for a while, so I'm glad that Jody went up and got them. But
I've been writing
if
them
you can,
down.
try to make them.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can't go back and get them, so I've just been writing them.
Yeah.
And
So
we
yeah,
had Denise Morgan come in. Hello, Denise.
Excellent. Hello, Denise. We've got 40 people still in the house. This is great, and we appreciate everybody coming.
Mhm.
I do have some questions since you asked, Jody.
Okay.
We were talking last night. You told me that you spent some time overseas. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah. Back, I don't remember years. I've got a really bad memory about things, about certain things. Some things I can remember really well, and some things I can't. So, but I started doing mission work in Haiti, and went on 4 different trips to Haiti, and ended up falling in love with the people. And it was rough. Don't get me wrong, but um, it was extremely fulfilling. And so I ended up falling in love with the island. Ended up, because Haiti and the Dominican Republic are on the same island. So during my church trips, I, ended up meeting people at different orphanages and different organizations, and there's still people that I talk to today. And so, support when I can. So,
Excellent.
yeah, they, it was hard, and it was like rescue, but it was so worth it. And then I just decided I fell in love with it. So I decided that I was going to move to the Dominican because, be perfectly honest with you, at the time, it was not safe for me to stay in Haiti. Haiti is very volatile. I'm sure they've been in the news a lot this past year. I know, back then it wasn't really in the news, but we had armed security at all times. There was never a moment I didn't have armed security with me. And it's intense. It's very intense. But I ended up falling in love with the Dominican. Ended up moving there for about a year and a half, and me and the kids, and got to live in a Caribbean island for a little while. And the kids kind of got over it. They loved it, and then they got over it. They wanted to come back and do other things. So we worked and did, as much work as we could, and had fun and enjoyed ourselves, and kept helping others the focus of the trip. But we definitely made great memories with our time there. So when they were ready to come back, we moved back, and they wanted to play. They were both competitive. One was a competitive softball player, and one's a competitive soccer player. So they wanted to come back and play. And baseball, of course, is amazing in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't let my daughter play. So that really didn't work out. And as far as softball, there's really not a thing in the Dominican Republic as far as girls are concerned.
Mhm.
So we had to come back where they could chase their dreams. So that's what we did.
Excellent. Steve Adams has a question. He's wondering if you fished, and I'll probably butcher this, Acabutia when you were in Hernando.
I didn't fish anywhere when I was in Hernando. That was a time of my life. I was married. It wasn't the best marriage. And I relocated from Knoxville and moved down there. And it was kind of one of those things to where everything just kind of fell apart. And we ended up separating in Hernando, and he went his way and I went mine. But it was a tough time, and I was the one that was supporting the family. I was supervising 4 stores. I had all the pressure of everything on me. And, my husband at the time refused to get a job, refused to do anything. So we had to make the decision to move back. And unfortunately, at that time, fishing wasn't at the top of my priority. So I didn't even have a fishing rod at that time.
Wow. All right. What do you have any hobbies outside of fishing?
I like to crochet. I crochet Christmas hats, and my daughter's a nurse, and she goes to the hospital, and it just seems like, these little old ladies, they love these crochet Christmas hats, the Santa hats. And so I usually make up, about, I don't know, 10, 15 of them every year. And Ashlyn wears them to work. And whenever somebody really wants one, she gives it to them. And so she just, she gives it to them, or she takes them one the next day. And so we just kind of do that. And, it lets me crochet a little bit. And, I'll make a blanket here or there, but that's mostly all I make is a Christmas hat. So it's fun. It's just something fun that she can, be kind and give something back, to the patient. So I really enjoy doing that. Yeah.
What you got, Jody? Anything?
We had Quiet Man Curtis come in small water charters.
Thank you.
No, Muskrat, I did not fall asleep again. I'm listening. Gee, not everybody talks all the time. And yes, I
don't know about you talking all the time, but you're burning up the chats every time. Every time I turn on somebody's live, Jody's in the chat. Burning
Chat's
away.
my favorite. I love chat's my favorite.
I do too. I do too. I love getting in people's chats and, supporting as much as I can and just, enjoying, because it's just fun. Everybody talks about everything, and it's so good. We have such great camaraderie here in the catfish community. Yeah. It's really an amazing thing.
Yep.
We've really
Alicia says she crochets too.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I've been crocheting many, many years. My aunts, one of my aunts, she quilted, and one of them knitted and crocheted. So she taught me how to crochet, and I relearned on YouTube because I was young then, and I got to where I really wanted to learn again. And I've made like I said, I've made blankets and stuff. I never got into making garments because that's a bit different.
Right.
Yeah, I never really wanted to do that, but I love the Christmas hats, and I love like if I need a new blanket or whatever, I love to crochet a new blanket.
Excellent. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Fish in the Mid-South. Jody, you don't talk all the time. Is that your final answer?
Yes. Sometimes I get hyper, The other morning I did a live feed, so everybody had somewhere to go. It was agony. It was so hard to sit there and talk that whole time by myself. And I was so thankful when some people come up there with me.
Normally, people are really good about that.
I don't do it often because it's just, I don't know, it's just hard. I get put on the spot, and I just freeze up. About like right now.
Yeah, it's tough putting yourself out there. It's tough putting yourself out there. That's why I was nervous about this a little bit, because the other stuff, fishing, I'm in my element, and Angler-holics, it was all about having fun and just joking and cutting up. And it's like today, it's about me, and so I was a bit nervous. It's tough for stretching your boundaries and doing new things. I'm down for it, but doesn't make it easy.
Well, you're doing great. I hope you feel at ease now.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm definitely good. Thank you both.
I see Small Water Charters is in the house. I don't know if he's been in for a while, but he's saying hello, so he may have just come in. Welcome. Jody, you did say Quiet Man Curtis, right?
Yeah.
I
Hattie
believe-
Quiet Man
yep.
Curtis. His brother's in here too, Fat Boy.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Made it to the bottom. I don't usually get to the bottom of chat. Okay, I think we have some more things. You had mentioned you have a son and a daughter. How do they feel about you being on in the catfishing community and being on live YouTube?
Yeah, my daughter is is very supportive. She's been right there. She's like, if you catch a fish, you gotta call me. She's gotta see it, you know. And she's really excited. She loves it when I go fishing. And she comes, you know, she's a traveling nurse, and so she's in and out of town all the time. But usually when she comes into town, we'll end up going down to the lake and fishing a little bit for a few hours. So, you know, she goes fishing with me every chance she can. And she really enjoys it. She likes getting on and you know, listening to everything. And she started listening to some things other than just me. So it's really cool because she sees what a cool community it is and how everybody is great. So yeah, it's been really good.
I saw she was in Daryl's chat yesterday, congratulating you, and so that was nice to see.
Yeah, it's absolutely nice to see. Yeah, I couldn't have. She's wonderful. I really there's nothing I can say bad about my daughter. Nothing. You know, my son, he's very busy. He just recently got married and all of that, so he didn't really jump in much, and he doesn't really do YouTube. So it's just, you know, this and that and the other. But I've always got Ash there cheering for me and pulling for me, so it's good.
Excellent. Danny Stone has a question. When Jody does her next flathead, do you want to read it?
No, I can't
Jody?
see it. You have to.
When Jody does her next flathead tournament, is it possible we can see at least one Jody and Cause team up?
As long as the boys don't cry when we win.
That's right. That's a great
good answer.
Yep.
That's a great answer, because if we get in a tournament together, me and Jody's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
We're
spirit.
not. Yeah, we're
Yep.
not playing around. Her and I, we really love to fish, and yeah, I can imagine because I'm competitive, and she's competitive. Of course, we know that, and so yeah, we would. It would be so fun.
Steve Adams had a comment I have to bring up. Steve Adams is hilarious. I don't know if you know him or not, but he wrote,
Yep.
"It's crochet when you hit that ball around the yard." Like crochet.
Yeah. No, that's croquet, cricket. I don't know that you play cricket in the yard, but not the same thing.
He's too
I
busy
laughed at
flipping
him so-
quarters.
I laughed at him so hard last night.
night.
That's hilarious. I laughed at him so hard last night. He was zinging, boy. He was zinging. He was on fire. It was hilarious. I enjoy him.
Whisker Dream says Daryl was having a hard time trying to speak yesterday with Cause and her sidekick.
Now, in Whisker Dreams, you know, just like I do, that I and Shannon were not talking all day. Who did you hear talk all day?
Daryl,
Who?
don't shut up.
Thank you, Jody. So, no, Daryl was great. I can't say a bad word about Daryl. We had fun. We gave each other down the road the whole day, and it was fun. It was all in good fun. We laughed and laughed and laughed. We had a great time. So, yeah, I don't have a bad word to say about Daryl. He's great. He was so kind. He took me and Shannon, him and Russ basically took us on a charter. We didn't have to do anything. not saying, you know, I'm like Jody, I like to cast my rods and this and that, but it was really kind, and it was really kind for them to do that, to let us catch the fish and you know, put us first. So I was very appreciative of that. I thought that was just lovely. So it was
Excellent.
great. Yeah.
Well, Whisker Dreams has a follow-up. He says he will take both of you on in a challenge.
Oh,
So you have to
okay.
keep that in mind when Jody fires up the tournament again next year, or this year, later this year.
Me and Jody have talked about that a little bit.
Well, Ricky don't know what he's going to.
Yeah. Remember, I hadn't been in a challenge yet. Yes, might not know. I don't play to lose.
Now, how long have you actually been a fisherman, fisherwoman, a
Angler. Yeah.
catfishing athlete?
Yeah. No, I started early, really early last year. So I've just been catfishing, just a little bit over a year or so. Really, you know, like going and really setting up and doing it. I was learning before then, and I had been a couple of times to the lake and this and that, but I had no clue, you know, what was going on. I had to learn everything because I've never bank fished. I grew up fishing from a boat and fishing for bass, crappie, other things. I was never wanted to always catch catfish, but never had anybody that would take me catfishing. So I decided that I wanted to learn, because I've always wanted to do it. And I love fishing. And you know, COVID happened and my daughter was gone out of town all the time working. And there was a big void in my life that I needed filled. And fishing did that for me. It gave me hope again and got me out of the house and, you know, brought enjoyment back to my life instead of me just sitting in here and hiding from COVID and you know, working all the time. So fishing was a fantastic way for me to just let things go. And fishing means a lot to me. It's not just going fishing for me. It means a lot to me. So I really love it. I know this year I'm really wanting to learn more about everything that I can, as far as, you know, where they are. If I can get my kayak, I'm definitely going to get out on the water. And, you know, my plan is just to go and search and look on my depth finder, learn how to read it, learn what's there, and learn my waters from being back on the water again. You know, I definitely plan on doing that at Fort Loudon, but just because the Tennessee River is, you know, its flow, it's different. And I want to take it one step at a time. So I definitely want to learn my home waters and just try to figure out all these things that I've been learning, you know, listening to Epic, listening to Roger, listening to, I mean, the list goes on, but listening to everybody. I want to get out there and I want to start putting that stuff to, you know, I want to start applying it and seeing how it works for me and all of the other things that I've learned. And that way I can pick and choose out of all of that. Not that any of it's bad information. It's just each person is different and each person needs to do things a different way. They feel better about that. And so I take, and that way I can develop my own style and my own things. And of course there's going to be common things, no doubt, but I like learning. I'm a documentary person. I watch, basically, if I'm not watching a YouTube video, I'm watching a documentary. So I like to learn. I like to dig into stuff deep. And that's what I really plan on doing this year, is digging in deep and learning more about behaviors and, you know, spawn, and learning all of this throughout the year as it happens. So.
Now, I think we asked this question, Roger. Did we get this question earlier? What rigs do you prefer to tie?
Not the rigs. He asked me about knots.
Okay.
I usually, Roger, Okay, so when I first started, I would tie Carolina rig, and just because I wasn't sure, and then I started learning about the Sandy Cooper rig and why it was different, and the benefits and this and that and the other. Well, the bottom of the waters where I fish, the bottom is not rocky. But I wanted, especially for flatheads, because I always put a live bluegill out to try to catch flathead because I've never gotten one. So I would always put that out, and I learned the difference between how I was trying to figure out the distance up that I needed to set my bait, or if it was better to be on the bottom. So the whole year last year, even still, even when I fished with Jody, I would, I had a couple of rigs tied one way and a couple tied the other. So that way I've got both out there and I can learn which one works better where I'm fishing. And I've changed the adjustment from how far I bring my bait up. And and I know how to apply the Sandy Cooper whenever I've got different bottoms, but that's what I was really learning. Carolina rig, it seems like here this winter, that's about I've not caught anything on my Sandy Cooper rig in, I don't know, probably 3 months. So I think, as far as that, I went back to Carolina until I can get on the water and get on a different bottom. And then I'll use whichever one is most appropriate for the bottom that I'm fishing.
All right. And kind of follow up with that, Roger says everyone learns differently. Having so many teachers is a great thing. That's a great comment, Roger.
That's a great comment, Roger, because you're right. I take something from every single live that I listen to, every single person that I listen to talk about, behavior and all of that. I just soak as much of it in as I can. And then, the good thing is that I'll listen, and then someone will say something, and that will get me curious about it. And then I'll start going and researching that. And you learn so much just listening, and then doing your own research, and just kind of seeing, the good thing about the community is we have so many different fishermen from everywhere. So we've got so much knowledge just pouring in that we can access. And I really try to get in anytime anybody's, I love everybody's live. I go in some to have a great time and support everybody. And then some I go into where I want to listen, and I'm attentive, and I'm not really chatting, and I'm paying attention. And I do that a lot with a bunch of people. And I've learned a ton, because as I'm going, I might write something that they said down that I'm interested in, that I want to dig a little deeper. And then I've got a list, and then I can go back and just search different things and try to learn, because knowledge is the key. Knowledge is the key. Once you learn your waters, and you learn what you're looking for, and you learn your fish and what they need and where they go, then you're on the right track. And I want to get on the right track.
Well, yeah, I don't. Well, I guess I should say you're not going to catch any fish sitting on your couch.
That's right.
But when it comes to the lives, there's some of them where I'll get in the chat, and if you get in the chat too deeply, you tend to miss a lot of what's going on in the show. And so sometimes if it's somebody I really want to listen to, I don't even get in the chat until after it's over, But
Right.
I'm still a sponge too. I'm trying to get up everything I can, and this is all relatively new to me. But it's a lot different than bass fishing. Totally different techniques and skills, and the big thing is patience. You got to have a lot more patience to be a catfisherman.
That's correct. That's correct. And that's something that I didn't know. We talked last night a little bit about, I'm an animal rescuer. That's who I am. hurting animals is not on my list of things to do. And so with fishing, it was an adjustment. Not that I fished, but I'd always fished with artificial lures. I never fished my entire life with anything live. And so I knew how to shoot, but I didn't hunt. And when I did go hunting, I wouldn't shoot anything. So, I couldn't bring myself to do it. But I'm sorry, my dog is over here making noises and he's getting me sidetracked. But I really lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Get me back on track, Tom.
You were talking about following, you're watching things and learning from it and different people. And
that's right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I mean it's just like sometimes I just stay. With certain people, I'm not going to call it any names because there's a lot of them, and I just get so enthralled in what they're saying that I just kind of back out of chat, and then sometimes I feel like I've kind of backed out of chat for 2 or 3 days and I need to get back in there and say hi to everybody. But it's just because I've heard something and I've been trying to dig into it and learn more about it. And I get wrapped up in that a little bit. So, yeah, I like I said, I'm a documentary person. I like to dig and learn and figure things out. So,
excellent. We have a comment from Rebecca and Jamie. Carolina Real Screamers, I think it's great the support you show to everyone. Brenda, you are awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Agree wholeheartedly.
Thank you. Thanks so much, both of you.
Buck Williams, if we didn't say hello earlier, hello, Buck. He says you have to have a comfy chair to catfish.
Yep, I've got to buy me a new one this year because mine, I couldn't, those fold out chairs you go. And I mean, I've had it forever, but I think this year, instead of just that, I think I'm going to get me a nicer chair to sit in. I've got a wagon that I carry my stuff. So I think I'm going to get me a new chair this year. I think that I'm going to treat myself, but I haven't decided. And the reason why I haven't bought me a new chair as of date is because I'm really planning on getting a kayak and I'm not going to be using it. I'll be on the kayak. So I don't want to spend a ton of money on a great chair and have it if I'm not going to be fishing from the bank much anymore. So I'm just kind of waiting to see how that pans out and how it goes and how it comes together and all of that before I invest. But I'm definitely getting a new chair if I need it this year.
Nice. Yeah, well, when Jody came here the first time, I believe it was, she left me a chair, beautiful reclining, one of those ones that reclines.
Oh, nice.
With the little table with the cup holder on it. I said, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Were they gravity chairs?
Yeah, gravity chair. Yeah.
And then I left a fold up chair, camping chair too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know why I did that? So I'd have a chair when I come back.
Oh. Well, they're here.
She's keeping her spot.
Yeah, the gravity chair may have a butt print sitting on it, but it's here.
The gravity chair is yours. The other one's mine.
Yeah. Apache Adventures is in the house. Welcome, Apache. If we didn't call you out earlier.
Nope. And Buck Williams. I didn't say his name. The original Little Debbie maker. He's the one that Little Debbie started, Buck Williams.
Nice.
Which is why all of us is in this weight loss tournament for Josh.
Yep.
We all went on the Little Debbie kick.
Yeah.
Quiet Man Curtis has a question. If you could fish anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
That's a great question. I don't have one specific place that I want to fish. I want to fish everywhere. I mean, I love fishing in the ocean. I tried everything that I could to get to go deep sea fishing this year. I was down there. We had it booked. It was a mess. It didn't work out. We got gypped and it was a terrible situation, but that's okay. I was resolved in the fact that, okay, this is not working out for 3 days in a row. This is not meant to happen. We're not going to do this even if they do come through at this point, because we didn't feel safe. So we didn't do that, but we did do like a boat charter. And we did we went fishing a couple of times, did some bottom fishing, and had a ball. We drove from Fort Lauderdale down to Key West, and we fished down there. I caught a sheep's head down there and we actually went snorkeling down there. We went out and saw dolphins in the wild and went on out, and we had a place that we could get out and snorkel, and that was really cool. They had tons of lobsters and tons of things down there. It was so interesting. We had a ball doing that. But I was down there 6 days, and we fished 5 of 6 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a
my
ball.
kind of vacation.
Yeah. She knew I just wanted to go fish, because she asked me, she's like, what do you want to do while we're down here? I'm like, I just want to go fishing. Where she was, there was an international fishing pier, which I had never heard of before. And it was really cool. We went out and fished on it a couple of evenings because it was open all night.
Yeah.
And we definitely had a shark on. Of course, it got off, but it was definitely a shark because we saw it. And it was really cool. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun down there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Mike's Fishing Home has a comment that John Euler will catch fish from his couch.
He sure will. He sure will. If I could physically move my couch, I'd have it down there. I know I can't stick it anywhere and take it with me. I am not mad at the couch fishing. That's fantastic. I think I should go home.
Yep. You see Catfish and Crappies in the house, as well as Catfish Weekly. Welcome,
Hey.
Mark and Lyle.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Lyle.
Hello, Mark. Hello, Lyle. And then I also saw someone else come in with them. Danimal. Hey, Dan.
Danimal. Hey, Dan. Yeah. Yep, I just saw him.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a question out there for you. Apache
Okay.
Adventure. What kind of kayak you looking to get?
I'm trying to learn about them. I'll be honest, I've never fished on a kayak. I've just had to kind of figure out my situation and what is going to be best, whether it would be a boat or whether it would be a kayak. I have a couple of disabilities, so I have to kind of keep that in the back of my mind. And I really think that a kayak would be great. Of course, I love the Hobie pedal drives. And I, what is it? The O-Town 120. I'm really interested in that. I definitely want to get a kayak with a trolling motor, whether it's, like that one or it's separate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to learn about different kayaks as far as class, and I need something that's going to be stable enough for the waters that I fish. And I also fish with my dog, so he has to fit. And so right now I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. I didn't want to jump and do anything until after CatCon, because I know I'm going to be able to take in a lot and learn a lot while I'm there.
Right.
So I've just been trying to learn about different kayaks and then going and looking at reviews and seeing what people say about different ones. I mean, the Old Town is a dream, but I'm not sure that I've got the $4,000 to get that one. So I'm just going to have to figure it out. I'm just not sure. I've been looking on Marketplace and looking on Craigslist to see if anybody's got anything for sale. And then I'll go and look and try to figure out if it's, anything worth getting. And I haven't seen anything yet. But hopefully at CatCon, Haz is going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there that kayak fish, and I'll be able to ask them a bunch of questions, and I plan on really doing that. So.
Right. That's kind of what I was going to suggest, is get with the guys in the community that use them, more so than just reading a generic review on somebody's webpage. The guys that know them will be able to tell you the nuances and what to look for and what to watch out for, and, from their own experience.
100%. And I reached out to Haz and I asked him if he would help me with it. And of course he said, yeah, absolutely 100%. But I figured where I was at in my research, trying to figure it out, I would learn more about it. And then since I'm going to get to see him face to face at CatCon, I just decided that, well, I'm going to wait and learn as much as I can before then. And then that way, when he gives me suggestions and tells me things, I know what he's talking about. I know, I understand it. So, it's just a learning curve. But hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to get on the water this year.
And if you do that, you do have to get a very good vest for Scooter if you're bringing him out there.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And the good thing is my Scooter, he doesn't like to swim. So I don't have to worry about him jumping off the boat because he's not going to do that. So that's the great thing when we go to the lake. He's chill because but he's never been out on the water either. I've never taken him on a boat. So it's going to be a different experience. I'll have to get him used to it and everything, but he'll do great. He adapts really easy and he loves to go fishing, loves to be outside. So
you might need a ratchet, strap him in the first time.
And I'm telling you, he won't jump off the boat. It won't happen. He's not going to jump off the boat. He would freak out. And if he does, that's okay. I'll just chase him down.
What kayak did you say you was wanting?
The Old Town Sport with a 120 Old Town, I think it's Sportsman. That one, of course.
How that kayak is gonna fit in that Mustang with the seat split down?
No. The kayak won't go in the Mustang. No. I'm gonna have to get me a little beater truck just to get my kayak to the lake. No, we're not gonna mess up the Mustang for anybody or anything.
It ain't like you strap it to the top because you got a convertible.
I know.
I know.
I know. I thought about throwing a trailer hitch on it and just making it work, but I'm not. I'm gonna try my best. Yeah,
I've seen a Mustang around with trailer hitch on one before. You get out of the boat ramp. You may be able to drop it, but I don't know if you'll pull back out of the boat ramp in a Mustang. So.
No, I don't think I could. Me and Tom were talking about that a lot, and so the Mustang's not going to work. Can't do that. So, like I said, I'm very protective of that Mustang. My daughter bought me that car, and it's my dream car. And I love a kayak and I love to fish, but I'm not messing up my Mustang.
Well, Aaron has a question. He wants to know, does Cos have any plans to come fish the dock?
Well, I would like to have some plans to come fish the dock. I love to go fishing with everybody. I don't care to travel. I love to go fishing and meet people and have a good time. And I would like to go fish with a lot of people this year. So hopefully I'll have the opportunity and people want me to come and hang out. And I want to try to go as much as I possibly can especially this spring and summer, and try to travel around. I'm really lucky. I've got 3 days off together every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And some people, they work during the week, which is bad. That's hard to meet up with people.
Right.
But I've got 3 days that I can take off and go fishing wherever. So absolutely. I want to go fishing with a bunch of people this year.
Well, you have an open invitation here, as does Jody, as does pretty much anybody that wants to come and fish with us. And, there's not only here, but right next to us is Kerr Lake, or Bugs Island Lake, as they call it in Virginia. and some of the, would be from the bank, but some of the biggest fish caught anywhere are caught in these two lakes here. The Gaston, where the dock is the big fish was 121.6, and it was the North Carolina record, which has since been broke out of the Roanoke River itself. But the world record of 143 pounds was caught at Kerr last week, or not last week, previously, and they've caught 141 out of there since then. And one of our friends, Tim King, he has a guide service over there. They caught a 130 pounder maybe 2-3 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So there's some big fish.
Man, if I am ever blessed enough to catch 130-pound catfish,
That's big you.
my life
Yep.
will be made. I mean, I'm just not even kidding. I can't think of anything better than that. That's freaking amazing. That's amazing. Wow.
I couldn't imagine it.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't have, from, like I said, from my waters and stuff, my PBs are not big. I've got, 14 pounds. It's not a big blue from necessarily my water. There's a lot of 14-pound blues in my water. But my waters have a lot bigger fish. I just haven't been able to get to the holes where they are, and I haven't been able to really target them. I'm limited. So, but yeah, I'm really wanting to get out and get on some big fish this year. Sure. You think about it, and I'm happy. I'm literally happy catching bluegill. I just love the fish, but I've always got catfishing rods in even if I'm fishing something else. And do I want to catch a hog? Absolutely. I want to catch bunches of them. But I'm still appreciative for every fish that I get. I'm still having fun. I caught my first flatty yesterday, and that was so exciting. That was great. And that was actually the first 2 catfish I've caught this year. So that got the stink off of that, which was fantastic. And I got a blue and a flatty. So it was great. So there's great things to come. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of fishing this summer.
Excellent. Do you have anything planned for your channel, or just take it as it comes for this year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely wanting to, I've got a lot of different ideas on things I'd like to do. Nothing really that I've narrowed down. I'm really right now, what I'm focused on is figuring out how to do my lives, how to do a live and see how that goes and see how I enjoy it. If I enjoy doing that more, or if I enjoy doing production more. And like I said, I just got an editing thing, so I'm going to start working on that and trying to figure that out. This has been a huge year of learning curves, and like I said, I'm down for it. It's just it's taken me a little while, but I'm just going to keep working through it and learning as best I can. And I'm sure it'll get easier, as I do a few and all of that. It's just, I get anxious because I just hadn't done it yet, but yeah. I'll push myself to do it. I'm working on it hard.
Well, I have no doubt you'll be a success at it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I hear that what we were talking about last night, you may be co-hosting a tournament with a well-known angler coming up this spring.
Yeah, Avid had put a question up if anybody would like to help him with the Channel Cat tournament, help host it. And I haven't hosted anything, I haven't gotten to do anything like that. And I love to talk to people, and so I thought maybe I might really like it. So I reached out to him, and he accepted right away. So I was really thankful for that. So I'm excited about that tournament, kind of getting to do something different and help learn to run the chat a bit different and just help out. I'm definitely a member on Avid's channel, so I just wanted to get the experience, and I figured that it would just be a great experience learning how to, learning something new. Like I said, I'm down for it. I can learn from it, I'm all about it. So I'm really excited
Excellent.
about the end of it.
That's April. What was the date on the? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to refer to Avid. I'm not sure on the dates. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I should have had that together. I do apologize.
Oh no,
Um,
no, no, that's fine. It's still a ways off. But
yeah,
Avid, I know he stated that he was driving to work, so he's not in the chat at the second. But we can find that out later.
okay,
Uh,
perfect. Thank you.
I
Oh,
would
he's
like
sharing
to.
links. He's in there.
Oh, is he still there? Okay, maybe he got to work.
Yeah,
I
he just
did
shared.
see
He just
Nice.
shared
other
the
up
link.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
April 9th and 10th. Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
for some reason I was thinking it was the I don't know. I knew it was early in the month, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to misquote or say it wrong. So thank you, Avid, from April 9th and 10th. So that's going to be a great tournament. It's going to be a really fun one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'd like to say hello to Mr. Duggar. He stepped in.
Hello,
Okay.
Duggar.
He's one of my favorites. He always gives flowers when he says hello.
He's the only one that gives me roses. That's right.
That's right. Magnum PI himself.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, Jody, do you have any other questions you've been holding on to?
I don't believe I do. I know quite a bit about it already.
The Solo Texans in the house. Welcome.
Hey,
If anybody
Ricky.
has any questions, now would be the time. Cody plus 3+1's in the house.
Hey, Jody. Cody. That's Jody, my Jody, and I write Cody, my Cody.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I literally do that all the time, guys. I do it all the time. All the time. Like yesterday, I was fishing with Daryl. I know Daryl and Russ and Shannon. Shannon, I knew I was fishing with, and I was calling him Roger. I don't even know where Roger came from. I was laughing every time I did it. It was so funny because I'm like, Roger's in my brain, and I have no idea why. I don't know what's happening. It was so funny. I was like, I'm eventually going to get it right. I don't know when that'll be, but it will happen one time.
So,
Well, I
Jody,
called Tom Tim earlier.
It's
Jody?
easy to do.
Cody has the illusion that he was your favorite.
No, it is an illusion. Cody's not my favorite.
Ouch.
Sorry.
Does your favorite change by what live stream you're in?
No,
No.
I have set favorites. I've got about 5 favorites, and Cody is definitely not. Have you seen his toes? They're like thumbs.
Aaron, the catfish regulator / instigator, says, "How about a bank 1v1, Cause and Jody for fun?"
Yeah, we can definitely do that. We can definitely have a tournament against each other just for fun. That would be great. Me and Joe get along great. So anything that we can do to have fun and get together or whatever, I'm down for it.
Any?
Art. The
Jody?
surprise did not work out. We were supposed to have a second guest, and it didn't work out.
I believe it may, but give me just a second, Jody. I'll be right back.
All right. Do. Hey, it's ladies' night. He's gone.
Ladies' night, and I'm feeling right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. We got to party when we can.
I know it. Oh, goodness. Let's see. There's something wrote here in chat.
What's the surprise, Jody? Let's see.
Dun, 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 dun. I believe there is a surprise coming.
Uh-oh.
I hope I
I
can
love
hang.
surprises.
My phone's not charging right. It's on 5%. So
Uh-oh.
if I end up going
I'm about
out,
to be
you know
the only
why.
one. I'm about to be
Mhm.
the only one on the screen, sounds like.
Yeah.
Love it. Tom versus Aaron, 1 versus 1. First one to eat loses.
They both put it away. They really did. But I promise,
Absolutely.
I think the surprise is going to work out. So we'll see right here in a minute. This is what he's working on.
I love it.
Yeah.
Lisa. I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah, back to be a call show. If I do go out, you have to take it over. You know that, right?
I do. And I would.
And here's a hint: when all else fails, rechat.
Danny Stone says on their next live stream together, I challenge Jody and Cost to have a mouthful of water and have a staring contest. Don't ignore me, Jody. We'd end up laughing. I don't know though. We're really competitive, so we may not. You never know. But either
I'd be
way, we're
down
gonna
for
laugh
that.
about it when it's over.
Yeah. I would play that game. That's a game. I'd play that.
You like games?
Let's see, Jody, tell Tom my idea. Let's see what your idea was. We can send them bacon pics. Is that your idea?
No, that he have a 1 versus 1, and whoever eats first loses.
The Tom versus Aaron, a 1v1, first one to eat loses.
I can be very competitive when it comes down to it. Depends on what's at stake.
You're not, it depends what Michelle cooked, so just own up to it. It depends on what's on that table, who's going to win.
Yep.
All right. It looks like our special guest won't be able to come in. He can't, I had him trying to come in,
Yeah.
and he just said nope.
Nope.
No.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. I hate that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just had tried another night. But
That's what it is sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I know where we had trouble before when we were on Angler-holics, man, I could not. I mean, it was like Charlie Brown, just like Jody said. I could not understand what they were saying, and so tonight before I came on live, I shut my phone down and restarted it before I even started, and it's worked good tonight. But I'm still trying to learn StreamYard too because I've only been on it just a few times. So, but I'm getting it figured out. At least I can see chat now and I see what's going on. So I'm getting better at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jody and Aaron had to show me how to use the StreamYard, how to go live, and I had no clue.
They've been no stopping you since then either.
Yeah.
You've been doing great with it.
Oh, I'm trying. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jody definitely taught me too. So
I don't know if you know the backstory, cause about the show, but after Jody had been here, she called me, or I forget, she called a message, but we got to talking, and she said, "How would you like to do a show with me?" She said, "Either on my channel or your channel." And I said, "Well, okay." She wants me to be the co-host. I said, "Well, when do you want to do this?" She says, "Tomorrow." So it's like I went from having no idea to having to get a guest, and she did that, but it was like I was thrown into it. I had no time to think about it. It was either sink or swim, and so I've been paddling ever since.
I love your guys' show. It's been great.
Well, thank you.
You guys work good together, and it's great because I mentioned this to Jody when the first time that we fished. It's really been a cool thing to see because I know she's shy. And that's tough to overcome. That's not anything easy for people to overcome. And so, but she has really put herself out there, and she has, I mean, she's so smooth and great at it now. Anytime she goes live, everything looks great. So I can just see her getting better and better and better. I told her, I said, man, I said, you're doing great. I love it. I love the questions that she asked and all that with the show, because you guys have really worked well together. I've enjoyed them. I love
I
Dogtails.
appreciate that.
I'm honored to be on.
So I love my Jody.
I love my Tom and my Michelle. Michelle's the backbone to it all. She does the thumbnails and stuff like that.
Yep.
So she does really good. She helps, and she drops the links and stuff. And if Tom messes up, she lets him know.
Oh, she does. I get an earful after every show, Brenda. You missed this comment. You missed that comment.
Well, at least she just wants to make sure that you don't miss them. She's trying to help, which is great that she loves hanging out with us. And I love that.
It makes me feel bad. When the people come into the chat, and if they have something to say and we missed it, or a question and I missed it. But sometimes, being new to this, I mean, I'm not the greatest at it, and comments get by me. I can't focus on who I'm talking to and the chat at the same time with only one device, and things get by me. But I'm trying to get better at it.
Yeah, that's the main thing that's been causing me a bit of anxiety about going live, is because I only have one device, and it's messed up. And I do have my new camera. I've got it, but I don't have a hotspot on there, so I can't really go live on that camera. So I'm working on it, trying to get everything. But I just got my camera and got everything. Like I said, I did my first. I was really happy. I went and looked at my videos, and I was so happy with the clarity and the way that the look of it. So I'm really excited that it's working, and I'll get a hotspot here this week. I've just been kind of waiting until I started going fishing again, since I've had it to get it. But now that I've got it, I'll get the hotspot back on my phone, so that way I can go live through my camera. So that'll give me a second device and help a lot.
Yeah. Avid says cause is amazing, and we totally agree with that.
Thank you, LG. Thank you, Avid.
And I believe Michelle has to weigh in on the subject. He totally ignores me, though, to be fair. It's like we'll be on mid-sentence, and she's in the other room with the door shut, so she doesn't have interference between the computer and the phone while I'm live.
Yeah.
And I can hear her yelling, "You missed it," from the other room. So I don't think you can be heard on the screen, but it's like I'm in the middle. I can't just stop and, oh, wait, let me go backwards until I get an opening, and she's hard on me. She keeps me in line.
Hey, at least she's got your back. That's what the bottom line is, and all of that. She's trying to have your back and trying to push you to be a little better. And look, chat rolls. I mean, there's so many lives and so many shows that I'm in, and chat it never slows down.
Yeah.
And if you get a little bit behind me, there's no way. I don't know a way that you could do a live and not miss something. I mean, there's just no way to do it. So, I definitely hope that I can, keep up with things, but that's a huge learning curve. So you guys have just been doing this 13 weeks. So you're doing fantastic.
Yep. Kelly Bullock's in the house.
Hey, Kelly.
But we certainly appreciate that, Brenda.
You've got a comment for you, Tom. You missed it. It's from Aaron, Catfish Regulators.
Again?
Yep. Tom has come a long way since I've met him. I'm so glad he is doing this show. I couldn't have a better friend to fish with. Thanks, bud.
Oh, that's sweet. I enjoy every minute we fish together, Aaron. But never a dull moment, and we have a great time, and I appreciate you so much. And I've been missing you. I know the weather and your work has got you down, but when you get the time, you're always welcome here. No matter what time of day or night it is, I'll go fish with you.
That's awesome. It's good to have friends close that you can go fishing with. I just don't have anybody to go fishing with it. You know, that's why I've really been trying to meet anglers and stuff, especially in Tennessee. And while I was so tempted, Jody invited me up and let me go fishing with her because it's just great to fish with somebody. Since I fish alone most of the time, so it's really great when I get to go meet people.
Yeah. So Aaron's about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes from here.
Yeah.
But if you've seen any of our lives, he works Thursday nights, and when he gets off in the morning, he comes straight here, and we fish from Friday morning until usually Saturday morning, with the only break being to come up for dinner. And sometimes Michelle packs dinner, and we just got to pick it up, and we can go right back down to the dock and eat it sitting there. But he's a warrior when it comes to fishing. There ain't no stopping him.
Oh yeah, because I know I've been watching you guys, and I know you had to. I was watching you one night, and you had to go up. I think she had cooked chowder, I believe, and you were waiting on that chowder to get ready, boy, because it was cold out there. And you were excited about it, and I was like, "Oh, I love chowder. I wanted some so bad."
Yeah, we're both from Massachusetts originally, so that chowder is big. We grew up on it. That's our heritage, so it's always good.
And I'm not a huge fish eating person. It's not that I don't. I just don't eat a lot of fish, but I love chowder, and I love scallops. So.
Oh yeah. I don't want to take over the show with cooking, but Michelle makes the greatest pan-seared sea scallops you'll ever have in your life.
Oh, I can only imagine how delicious they are. I love scallops.
Yeah.
I could eat them. I eat them all the time. That's what I eat sushi wise. So, Donor asked me what type of camera that I have. I've got an Asako Brave 7 LE. It was a price that I could afford at the time. At now, it's got a front and a back screen, so I can see what I'm recording if the camera's pointing at me. I wanted to get one like that, so that way for lives and stuff, because I'm not good with cameras. I've got to figure it out. But like I said, I wasn't sure because I bought it, and you just don't know. I mean, you buy a GoPro, you know what you're getting, but you buy something else, you might not. So I'm really impressed with the video that it has. I'm really happy with it so far. We'll see how it works out. I'll let you guys know if it's something that's worth buying or using or whatever. But with my limited experience with it, I like it so much.
But Whisker Dreams says, what would happen if Cause and Two Stands hosted a show together? Who would get to talk?
Stan.
Well,
no, I love Two Stand. I love him. I would just do anything with him. He's just awesome. So
yeah, he's my good buddy. Jody invited me up on one of her panels on one of the nights when she was having the tournaments with Stan, and I think Blue Line Adventures Jim was up, Bacon Jim, and somebody else. But I didn't have access to the chat, so all I was there was to comment and to talk to people. And Stan just was on a roll, and I just sat there for like an hour and a half, just like staring at the screen.
Yeah,
Stan didn't stop.
He's good at what he does.
Oh, he's great at it. Yep.
Yeah. You can't beat him.
Yep. That's why I didn't want to stop him. He was on a roll. He was doing great.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I like to talk, but I also like to be around people that talk too, because then, I don't have to. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So if I ever get lucky enough to get to fish with Stan or do anything with Stan, I will be very appreciative of everything, that he does, because I just enjoy him so much. And I think he is just so kind, and he fits in with everybody. It's so funny. So many different crews and so many different groups, and he is like a central figure in everything, and he does nothing but show love to people, so you can't be mad at that man.
Right. He's so I think I told you last night, he's about 85 miles up the road from me, so if you make it up this way to fish the dock. I'm sure at some point we can do we can either go up to the James or get him to come down here, or we'll work something out. And you'll enjoy fishing with Stan. He's a great guy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I will enjoy fishing with all of you. That'd be amazing. I can't wait. We'll have to make plans. I'm excited about it.
Yep. I tell you, spring is the best time of year here. I mean, that's when you have the access to the biggest fish when they're moving up to spawn, and some of these lakes from the bank, and some of them you got to be out in really deep water to catch them, which kind of leaves you prohibited from the bank. But that's when they're the most accessible, and we had a really great spring last year. So right around the beginning of May is when the bite really turned on for us here, and it lasted a couple of weeks as they were going upriver, and I can't wait for this year.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, if you guys want me, I will come up there and we will fish and have a great time because I love it. Like I said, I've never gotten to fish there, so it'll be awesome to get to fish new waters.
And Avid, in case Michelle, if you're watching, I'm sure you are. Avid says, Michelle, you do a lot for Tom and the fishing family. I agree with that 100%, Avid, and I appreciate you saying that.
She absolutely does.
She's my backbone.
She's always in chat and supportive and kind to everybody. I just adore her. So Michelle's awesome. And I'm really happy she did it. She started her own channel and started this all month. I'm really happy that she's doing that. That's amazing.
Yep, and her link is in the description, I believe, too, for anybody that wants to check her out. She has some cooking videos which are quite extraordinary. She actually, when she made the clam chowder video, Mike Chavez he wanted to make her version of it, and he made it and made a video of it and sent it to her. So he posted it on his page, but he wanted her to see it, and so he made a green chili chicken chowder. So Michelle went and made that in his honor, and then posted it to him. So those are on there too. So she's wonderful in the kitchen, So they're good videos, and she really tries to, rather than just taking you, like reading you a recipe and showing you, she tries to talk and reason why she does things and give tips in between. So if anybody gets a chance, check her out. It's all mine.
Please do.
She's all mine.
That's right. I love that. Mr. Duggar, I was asking what is my catfish rod and field go to? To be perfectly honest with you, I don't have a plethora of rods and equipment. I got what I've been able to accumulate, what I could afford. I still fish every time I go catfishing with my $29 special that I got at Academy, because I pulled just as many fish in with it as I pulled in with my other Abu. I've got a bass fishing Abu, but you know what? It's got good backbone in the rod. I like it. It's flexible, but it's a medium rod, but that's okay. I know what it can do. I really like fishing with it, and I normally fish for channel cats with it. And then I just recently got, I've always had spinning rods and reels, and I just recently got a couple Abu 7000s and a different one. I decided that I'd get a cheaper one just so I could learn, and then I had the opportunity to get the 7000s, and I went ahead and bought them. But I've got another, bait caster, so I've been learning how to bait cast and all of that. I really like my Abus. So far, out of the different ones that I've used, very limited. I really like the smoothness of my Abus. So I'm still, I'm definitely not bought any equipment this year because I want to wait till I go to CatCon. So I've got money saved up, and I'm going to look and see. I just want to get my hands on some different stuff and feel them and figure out what I like. So I'm really excited.
2 out of 3 of us, Brenda, 2 out of 3 of us on this panel like Abus. One of us does not.
Uh-oh.
You looking at me,
Average,
Jody?
average do not hold the line capacity I need for the weight I use. I can't hold enough line. They don't hold enough 50-pound line in the Advu to suit my needs.
Yeah. Okay.
But
That's
you
the
know, they
reason.
didn't work for her and she didn't like them. And I think that's kind of like the knowledge thing. I think that, you know, you apply what works for you, you try it. And if you may not like it, you may not like how it feels, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You
And I
know, you're
didn't
going to
like
find
the
what you
retention
like. Right. And what
either. Yeah.
works for your waters and what works for the fish and the current and, you know, exactly what you need. Everybody, you know, me and Jody might fish the same waters and everything, but we also fish different waters and yeah, you just gotta get a feel for what you like. And I haven't had any nice sets. And I've only got to use a couple of people's rods. Jody let me cast hers and stuff a few times.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
to get a feel for it. And I really like that. And like I said, when I go to CatCon, I'll be asking a million questions because I definitely want to, you know, feel different reels and feel different rods and play with them a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I've never tried the 7,000 series Abu. I have the 6501s and the 6601s because I throw left-handed
Mm-hmm.
reels.
Mhm.
And but the 7,000 would be probably the next one that I look at. And that model does come in a left-handed version. Once you
Mm-hmm.
start getting up into the Catfish Pros and the Catfish Specials, I don't think they have left-handed versions. I've never found one, and I've never found any place that says that they have them in stock. So I
Right.
think the 7,000 would be about as big as I could go. But you know, for what we're doing here, you know, 6,500s, 6,600s are doing me just great.
Hey, you know, if they're working for you, there's no, you know, you may want them, but there's no reason to change them.
Right.
We all do new things and want to try new things, and that's, you know, that's the fun of it. But yeah, I mean, so far I got, you know, the Abbey was one of the the second rod that I got, the bass rod,
Mhm.
and I love fishing with that rod. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love the reel. I love the rod. I love it.
Mhm.
So
Excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to love your equipment, and you fish better with it when you're comfortable with it. And I had bought actually a reel that was not an Abu. Uh, it was a Slime Cat 7,000 strictly because it was green. And Aaron, my good buddy, gifted me a Mad Catz Surge rod, which was green, and I like to match my gear. So Abu doesn't have a green reel, so. Well, they're not that color green. They have the Carp Special, I think, is green, but that's not in a left-handed version. So I bought this reel, and it was so heavy. It was 22 ounces, whereas the 6501s that I use are 11 ounces. So even though you know, I'm familiar with casting and I know how to dial it in, I wasn't casting properly because I was getting so much momentum because of the weight of that reel. It was like diving my bait, you know, down towards the water. I wasn't getting a good release on it because it just wasn't comfortable in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up, I gave it to Uncle Josh. He likes it.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was doing that off of Jody's boat when she was trying to help me, you know, because I just gotten it. I just had it a couple of days, and you know, she helped me a lot. You know, I gave it to her, and I'm like, what does this feel like? She's like, no, it's so good. You know, as far as the drop and all of that,
Mhm.
and that's why I had that, you know, cheap line on there, is because I just wanted to practice throwing it, but it's heavy. It's really, really heavy, and I'll get stronger as I throw it. But
Mhm.
I think that'll be a great rod, you know, as far as especially for suspending and things
Yeah.
like that if I get out on the water. So
Right. Yeah. With the boat, you don't really have to cast all that far because you can just let out line, you know, throw it back and let the line out as you move.
right,
And yeah, you don't really need to do that.
no,
And that was kind of, you know, when Jody came here, she had boat reels. You know, she had big reels that really weren't made for long distance casting. And so we got her, you know, trying to get her into the Abu so she could, have longer casts and all that. But for what she does there, she doesn't need it.
Right.
Here, you need to be able to cast a little bit of distance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And that's something, I'm learning now. It's a different weight. I mean, I can cast my small Abu a mile, but those big rods, I haven't quite figured it out yet. But
Yeah.
I will. I'll just have to keep chucking it out there and figuring it out. I'll get it.
Yep. Lance has a question for Miss Jody. What brand line do you use?
I use the Offshore Angler from Bass Pro, the 50-pound mono and the high vis yellow. And then if I can get it, I use the Andy leader line, 100-pound.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then I have the Offshore Angler regular 100-pound line I use as a leader.
Excellent. And Roger says pen squalls and fathom twos are heavy but worth it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the way I figure too. I'm left-handed, but I'm ambidextrous. So I grew up,
Mm-hmm.
I grew up at the time that I grew up in school. There was no accommodation for anybody that was left-handed. I learned how to cut hair in the mirror because I'm left-handed. But I got to where I can do a lot of things either way, and I can cast with either arm. So I did get right-handed ones, but I can go back and forth. So that's something that's really good that I have.
Yeah, I can do it with both hands, but when I first started learning how to use a bait caster, I was a bass fisherman. This was going back in the early 90s or so. And I bought a right-handed one, and it was a piece of junk, and it broke, and I had to send it back to the company that made it. I won't say their name on here, but my buddy I was fishing with, when it broke, all he had was left-handed reels. And he told me, look, you got to learn how to do this if you want to bass fish, because a lot of times when you're fishing, the bass will hit your water as soon as it hits your bait, as soon as it hits the water. Mm-hmm. So when you cast with your right hand for a left-handed reel, you can engage your reel immediately as soon as it hits the water. Whereas if you do it the other way, if you cast with your right hand and then you have to switch hands to reel it with your right hand, so you have a lapse in time, and that that makes you miss fish. And so I learned how to do it on the lefty, and I've just used them ever since. But I can throw errands righties, and I can go back and forth, but it's just a more natural thing for me to do it the way I learned all those years ago.
Yep, absolutely. We all go back to what we first learned.
Yep.
Can everybody see me okay? Is the picture okay? I can't see Chad anymore.
Yeah, it looks good on this end. You're having to wait till you see my rods. Look forward to that. Let's see if anybody says they're having a problem. You can only do right here. No, nobody's commenting that there's an issue. Retired Rick's in the house. Hello.
Howdy.
Hey, Randy.
A1 Fishing Family in the house. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Howdy do.
Okay, Whisker Dream says, you look fine as always, Jody.
Well, thank you, Ricky.
Just you, though.
Just Jody.
Mike's Fishing Home says, looks great here. Okay, we're caught up again. So did anybody have any other questions? Anything you want to talk about, Jody?
No, but I saw where Lance asked about the line. I can't see what the diameter is on it. I don't think it even reads on it, but it's actually saltwater line. It's really good stuff. I think even Big Mike uses it. Yeah. Big Mike was the one who told me to use this for the leader line. Like I said, it's my backup leader line. I use Andy if I can get it, but they don't sell it where I live.
Yeah, I know a couple
Because
people that
I
use
could,
the Andy. They really, really like it.
yeah, I mean, I have to drive an hour and a half to get this. I mean,
Huh.
so
Well, if that
I'm
comes from
kind
Bass
of,
Pro, can't you order that to your house?
they left it out last time I ordered it. They didn't put it in my package.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, that ain't
That's
right.
just.
Nope.
Yeah, we live quite a ways from Bass Pro, so I've become relying on the mailman to bring me most everything I order from there nowadays.
I did get a package from them today. I ordered some of them fancy straps to go on the back of the trailer instead of the
Okay, cool.
ratchet ones.
Right.
You got you some.
Yeah.
Good.
Brenda was with me when the strap come apart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's no way I could have got back together. She put it back together. And I said right then I was buying those straps, but I didn't have to worry about it, where they just buckle up like a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said, I ain't doing this anymore. I'm getting the good ones. I said, I'm not mad at you.
Anything that makes my life simpler, I buy it.
So
Absolutely.
Lance says that's good leader line, and Andy is the best on the market in his opinion.
Yeah.
I think our question. Yeah. Roger had a question for me. Have I tried the Cast King leader? No. Nope, have not tried Cast King. I said I got quite the army of Abu going on here, so I think pretty much I'm going to stick with that until I find one that breaks.
Yeah.
And if it breaks on anything less than 130-pound fish, then I'm taking it back.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Anybody else?
Cause a V-haul versus a pontoon.
Who said that?
Don R.
He's got a pontoon.
Yeah, I mean, the pontoon's awesome, especially with my dog. So if I was gonna get a boat, I don't know. I mean, I like trackers, but I don't know. A pontoon is a definite consideration just because it's got room, you can sleep on it, I can night fish. I mean, I really enjoy being on Jody's. So a pontoon is a great option, especially, when you're night fishing and staying out all night. You got enough room to move and you got enough room to bring people with you. So I always like having room just in case someone wants to come fishing.
Yep.
I've got an answer for that. It's always a
What's that?
pontoon, but it depends on where you live. If I lived in Mississippi, I wouldn't have a pontoon.
Me either.
But then
Very
what
good.
would we call you, V-hull, Jody?
I can't say on TV.
Oh.
I think the questions are winding down. Alicia says she's never used a real leader line. I don't know it was a thing till more recently than I care to admit. Okay. Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
it helps
Alicia. I had someone mention to me wanting me to do short videos of knots for the ladies, but I thought most ladies knew them, so I didn't do it. But if that's something you would be interested in, you'd write in chat if you would like me to do those.
I would personally, since I'm not commenting in chat.
I'm not a
they
lady,
thought
but
maybe,
I'd watch.
yeah, they thought maybe a lady would learn better from another lady.
Yep.
Because there is some, I may watch 10 videos learning a knot, and then someone to do it a certain way or say a certain thing, and I'm like, oh, that was easy.
Mhm. Absolutely.
But someone else can't teach it to me through a video. So
Yeah, I was
don't know.
the last snell knot that I learned. is the one I'm currently using to tie on my circle hooks.
Mhm.
Was actually the Doc Lang knot that Roger did the video on, but I had the toughest time watching that
Yeah.
video and to tie that knot. I mean, I probably tried it 7, 8, 9 times, and I just could not get it right, and I couldn't figure it out why. And then I realized the angle he was filming it from the front, so and Doc was tying it from the. As soon as I learned to spin that thing around, oh, there it is,
Mhm.
and I've been using it ever since. But why can I not tie this knot? It's just because I was looking at it backwards. I felt like an idiot.
Yeah. I started using that knot. I learned it when I was fishing with J-Dog and Muskrat.
It's a good knot. Yep.
Yeah.
Jody, Cause. You were talking about starting to do, with your videos and stuff like that. If you need to do thumbnails, John Parker, Real Time Catfishing, he put out a video on how to do thumbnails, which is what Michelle watched, and she thinks it's the greatest thing. So if that might help you, go check that out when you get ready to start doing some of that stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I will. Because we all know John Parker's great with that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Definitely.
All right. Do we have anything else? Brenda, anything you want to say before we close?
No, not really. Not in particular. I'm just excited. One thing I was thinking about, Jody mentioned, about women anglers, about the knot tying us. That's kind of my goal. If I do end up getting a kayak, I definitely want to, as I learn my craft and learn different things, I definitely want to bring people along because somebody else may need to learn that stuff too. Maybe they haven't had the experience. So, I don't want to make any future plans, but if I can get out on the water, I definitely want to, learn together and bring people along with me. So I'm really excited about the possibilities of things to come.
Excellent. Jody, anything in closing? Oh, Freddie's here now. We got to start over again. And
Hey,
Brad.
Freddie.
Hey, Freddie. I don't have time to start on me, so you got a free shot.
Let's see. What's Mr. Duggar says? I've learned so much from so many people and tweaked it to fish for different fish in fresh and salt water as the users cross over with each other. Yep, absolutely. Yep, great comment.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jeremy. I really appreciate
I was just about to put that one up.
Yeah. Everybody's amazing. So thank you.
All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions, and we will let you go. And we appreciate the fact that you came out with us. We had a wonderful conversation. Looks like chat was enjoying themselves tonight, and they had some good questions. There's still 39 people watching. We've been on for 2 hours and 12 minutes.
That's incredible. Thank you, guys. And Brad, let me say something to you real quick before we jump off. Quit trying to stir up trouble. Just because you're in a bet with her, don't mean now you're going to get me and her going against each other.
Oh, did you just see this comment?
Sit down, sir. Sit down.
What does it read?
Huh?
What does it read? What's the comment?
Who's faster at tying knots, Cause or Jody? Let's see it.
Yeah, he's been throwing that comment out there. I think that's the second or third time he's tried his best to get us in a 1v1 against each other. I love it.
Well, it's all in the name of fun.
Well, good night, everybody. I really enjoyed my time. Thank you guys for having me. This has been really awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for coming up. We appreciate it. Had a great time.
Absolutely.
Jody?
I'm great. Goodbye, everybody. Had a good time. Thanks for watching.
All right. Brenda, don't leave when we close here.
Okay.
All right. Good night, everybody. We appreciate you all. And we'll see you next week. Oh, Jody, do you have an announcement for who we might have next week?
Oh.
Are you?
DM Whisker King.
All right.
Snark.
That'll be interesting. That'll be a
Yeah.
fun one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, good night, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Oh, there's John Parker. Welcome. Hello and goodbye, John.
See you,
All
John.
right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.